Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're really zeroing in on something specific for Tamiya Frog fans.
Ah, yes, the classic Frog.
It's about upgrading to those extra speed CVD drive shafts, and specifically, can you, and maybe more importantly, should you keep using the stock rubber boots?
It's a good question, that little rubber part.
Exactly. We've gathered info on the stock Frog setup, the re-release version, mind you.
Got it.
Plus, details on the extra speed CVDs themselves, and crucially, what people in the RC community are saying.
Right, the forums and user experience, always valuable.
So our mission today is pretty straightforward. Get you that answer fast and clear, whether you're, actually doing this upgrade or just curious about how these things work.
And understanding why these small parts matter, especially off-road. Contamination and friction are the enemies.
Totally. So let's picture the stock setup on the re-release Frog.
Yeah.
It's got that dog bone system at the rear, right?
Correct. Dog bones connecting the gearbox to the wheels.
And on the gearbox side, covering the joint, there's this little rubber boot, part number 1625002, I think, covers joint DB4.
Yep, that's the one. Its purpose is, well, pretty simple but vital.
Keeps the dirt out.
Keeps the dirt out of the pin and slot.
Yeah.
And just as important, keeps the grease in.
Okay. And we should mention, the original 83 Frog used a different hex drive system, didn't it? Less reliable.
Much less reliable, yeah. The dog bones were an improvement, but even they struggle sometimes.
Especially when you throw modern power at them, right? Brushless motors, LiPo batteries.
Exactly. That extra torque and speed can make those dog bones pop right out during hard acceleration or jumps.
Which is super frustrating. Ends your run right there.
Pretty much.
Right.
So people look for tougher solutions, more reliable setups.
Which brings us to the upgrade. The extra speed G45 steel CVDs, part XSTA 29121.
Right. Constant velocity drives, made from stronger steel.
And they're marketed as a direct fit for the Frog and other ORV chassis cars, too.
Yeah, designed to drop right in. The main benefit is that universal joint mechanism. It pivots differently.
No more dog bone pop out.
That's the big selling point. Handles the power better, much more secure connection.
Okay, so the million-dollar question then. Those original rubber boots, do they actually fit onto these new, beefier CVD joints?
That's the first hurdle, isn't it? The physical compatibility.
Well, looking at what people are saying online, Tamiya Club forums, places like that, the signs are good.
Oh, yeah. What are they saying?
It seems the stock boots do fit similar upgrades. Specifically, Tamiya's own optional universal shafts, the hashtag 53908 set.
Oh, okay. And the design of the joint on those Tamiya UJs is pretty similar to the extra speed CVDs.
Looks very similar, yeah. Same kind of universal joint principle, fits in the same spot, so it strongly suggests they'll fit the extra speed ones too.
Makes sense. It's not just about getting it on, though. It needs to flex properly with the suspension travel, right, without tearing.
Good point. And the community feedback doesn't seem to mention any issues there. People fit them, and it works. The discussion usually moves straight to the benefits of the CVDs themselves.
All right, so the fit seems okay. Now, the next question, should you use them? Are they necessary with stronger CVDs?
Well, think about where the Frog runs. Off-road, mostly. Dirt, dust, grit.
All the abrasive stuff.
Exactly. While the CVD joint itself is way stronger than the old dog bone pin and slot, it's still an open mechanism, isn't it? Metal on metal pivoting.
It is. And grit getting in there is never good. It acts like, well, liquid sandpaper over time.
Right. So even though the CVDs are tough, that grit can still cause wear on the joint surfaces, accelerated wear.
So the boot provides that basic but effective physical barrier.
Right.
Keeps the worst of the contaminants out.
Which should definitely help extend the life of the CVDs. You're investing in an upgrade, you want it to last.
Absolutely. Protect your investment. And the boot still helps keep the grease packed in the joint too, right?
Yeah, same function as with the dog bones. Keeps it lubricated for smooth action, less friction, less wear.
Plus you keep that sort of classic stock look, if that matters to you. Some people like maintaining the original aesthetic.
True. So it seems like multiple good reasons to keep using them. Any downsides? Maybe a bit fiddly to install?
Potentially. You might need to, stretch the boot a little to get it over the CVD joint. But it sounds like it's manageable.
And the lack of complaints online about using boots with CVDs or UJs on the Frog suggests it's, well, pretty standard practice and works fine.
Seems that the consensus is, yes, use the boots.
Okay, so let's wrap this up. The key takeaway here.
You absolutely can and probably should use your stock Tamiya Frog rubber boots when you upgrade to the extra speed CVDs.
Simple as that. The benefits are clear. Better protection for your shiny new CVDs against dirt and grit.
Which means they'll likely last longer and run smoother because the grease stays where it should be.
Plus, you keep that original frog vibe, aesthetically speaking.
It really highlights how a small, relatively simple component can make a big difference to the performance and lifespan of a more complex, expensive part, especially in harsh conditions.
That's a great point. It sort of makes you think, doesn't it? What other areas, maybe in your other RC cars or even just everyday stuff, could benefit from a simple bit of protection you hadn't really considered?
Hmm, that's a good thought to ponder. Preventative measures.
Definitely something to think about. Okay, that's our deep dive for today.
Catch you on the next one.